Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Rooted in Alchemy, and my name is Raven Blackwell. In case you don't know me, I am a professional astrologer, so that's kind of my day job. I'm also a psychic, and I teach witchcraft. So my big dream in life is to own and operate a magic school. And I figured, what the fuck, let's just make one for free on YouTube. So let's talk about what magic is. And this is my favorite topic ever. So in a lot of books, you'll see that magic is using the will to enact change or to sort of bend natural forces, so to speak. It's written a lot of different ways. And for me, magic is choice. Magic is using your free will to declare or choose a vibration that you would like to harmonize with. So a lot for me in witchcraft is really just vibration. It's a vibrational match kind of thing. I'm not going on about law of attraction or any of those kinds of things. We're just going to talk about magic. But magic, the most important part that you'll read, learn, hear, all of that is the will. And the will is not enough in magic, but it is sort of like the churning power source. It is your power source. So I call magic, and you've probably seen this in another video of mine, is like pulling back an arrow, right? So you have a goal and you want to hit that goal. You want to hit that bullseye. You have a bow, and this is the act of magic. How far back and with how much strength you can pull the bow is determined by your will. If your will is strong and you're like, I want this, this is happening, like I will this into existence, which it obviously keep pointing here because it's very much in the solar plexus region. But however far back you pull it is related to how strong the will is. But just pulling the bow back doesn't necessarily mean you're going to hit the target, right? You could pull it back and hit it 20 feet east. So what's also important is your vision or the clarity of the vibration of what you're seeking. So say you want money, because everyone wants money. You're pulling it back. You got that willpower, babe. You want it. You'll work for it. You'll do it. You want it. But when you're saying, I want money, or even worse, I want abundance, that aim, abundance, you could be hitting a lot of different things, right? You could have abundance of love. You could be just receiving a lot of gifts from people. You can have an abundance of fucking shit in your garden. Like abundance it's a very expansive vibration. It is not a very specific one. And so really, if you're trying to aim, you need to be able to see with your third eye or with your vision, with your imagination, the goal. So this is why the imagination is such an important part of magic. And it's why sometimes magic comes easier to other people. So you'll see that in sort of when people talk about manifestation, they're like, imagine winning it. What does it feel like? Bring that emotion in. Really what you're doing is you're imagining this specific vibration and you are embodying it, therefore harmonizing with it, becoming one with it. You are it. So a lot of the times when I think of magic, it's pulling the arrow, if you do have the vision, if you do know what it takes to get there, if you do know that you want it and you will pursue it, persevere to get it, better trust that's going to hit the bullseye. I promise you. Magic works. It's just about the practitioner. It's about really you knowing the exact vibration of what you're calling in and having the willpower to enact the changes necessary in order to embody that vibration. So it's really interesting because there's a question of like, vibrationally, we're here. Do we move to the vibration, or does the vibration come to us? And I that's why I say harmonization, because you almost sort of meet together. You're drawn towards each other. Once you start getting like doing the actions towards it, you'll start to notice you're like getting pulled in, and it gets easier and easier to get to that new vibration because you're opening up to embodying it. So how does witchcraft do this? Like, one, you don't need witchcraft tools, anything beyond your imagination. And the imagination really will do so fucking much. I mean, think about the fact that our brain doesn't know the difference between what we imagine and what's happening in real life. That's literally what athletes use to get better and practice. So if you want to do it all with your imagination, that's great. That's perfectly fine, right? And a lot of this is like subconscious work. But what witchcraft does is it gives visual cues to our subconscious, which is the one operating all of these areas. It's the one that operates our daily habits, what we do, the choices we make. That's why I think magic is the act of choosing. So witchcraft gives a visual cue to the subconscious. Your conscious mind, the one that's like, ooh, okay, I'm going to do this spell right now, is actively communicating with the subconscious through witchcraft. It's saying, I'm going to use these colors so that you understand. And a lot of it is symbolic, right? We're using specific colors that bring up certain feelings that have very specific vibrations. And our subconscious understands like subtle cues. It understands the difference in vibration of things. And so it understands the symbolism that you're trying to get through to it. And really becoming a better witch or a better practitioner has to do with your ability to communicate with your subconscious mind and understand each other. The faster you can build a bridge between the two, magic gets a lot easier from there. But of course, between the subconscious and the conscious mind, there are blockages. There are limiting beliefs that are running from programs that were created as children in past lives, from the collective, from society. And so that's why witchcraft also includes so many other things like shadow work, healing, talking about things, releasing shame, releasing guilt, because all of those are keeping us from creating magic or practicing magic efficiently. And I think that once people start seeing results in their magic, you almost like start to believe. And believing in magic is sometimes the toughest block because we really haven't taught that magic is not real, that it's just, fantasy, that it's Harry Potter. And like I said, this is all happening subconsciously. Like this is happening inside of us. So while some people will have like practice telekinesis or things like that, we're not trying to prove magic in a physical sense. We're trying to use magic to enact change within ourselves so that it's reflected vibrationally into our external world. So that's something that you also have to be okay with, is all of this is happening internally. I'm really not going to get proof besides, like, sometimes I'm like, damn, that spell did not work. And then I look back and I'm like, wait a second. I did a spell a couple of years ago. I didn't have any girlfriends. I did a spell a couple of years ago and I was like, I just need community. And this whole time, literally a week ago, I was like, man, that spell did not work. And then I was like, wait a second. I just led a coven call last week of 9 incredible women that are all my close friends. Like I would literally call them if I was in trouble, every single one of them. So sometimes the changes are so small, like you are embodying it just like little baby step by baby step, you actually don't notice that it's coming true. And you don't notice that your life has in fact changed, that you do have less anxiety, that money is coming in more, that you are overall feeling more harmonious with your surroundings, with the universe. A lot of this too, like we don't notice that we've built our intuitive gifts up until we start to go like, wait a second, I haven't been wrong about anything. You know what I mean? Before I would be so scared to do a tarot reading, and now I'm like, I could dish them out to strangers on the street. You know what I mean? And I just didn't notice. So that's a really important thing, is that it just takes time and trust and belief in yourself and practice and shadow work and all those good things. And I'm going to go over every single last one. We're going to, anything you guys want, you can put in the comments and I will go over all of it. This is free school. We're going to make sure that there's some arts and crafts classes. We're going to make sure that there's some history in here. We're going to do a lot of like hands-on. I'm going to show you exactly how to do certain things and what things look like, because ritual tools and things like that, when they're made from the practitioner, it can just be so much better. And there's so many types of spells. And I feel like everything that's available right now is just like it's the same thing, different flavor. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to show you what I've learned, show you what I'm doing. If you want to join, let's do it. And obviously we will also go over astrology. So if you're an astrology girly, I'm here for you. That's what I do full time. And a lot of this is going to be based on astrology because it just sort of, it rules over a lot of my life. So thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions or like things that you've been really wanting to learn, put it in the comments. Also, are you a new witch? Are you an experienced witch? What kind of witch are you? We'll also go over the types of witches, types of magic, all of that kind of stuff. So honestly, take a seat, relax. Let's go over some cool stuff.